Hello, and welcome to Grug Gaming, and welcome back to our Let's Play of Ultima 6, The False Prophet. In this episode, we're going to try and just see what we need to do to level. So, previously, we tried going into a dungeon that was full of dragons, and we discovered that we are no match for those dragons at our current level. In fact, I've been, doing some looking and thinking and reading through some comments of people, and we really need some high-level spells, we think, to get down in there. So in order to get those high-level spells, we need to get Grug up to a high enough level that he can have the spell kill, or that he can create magic U-wands with spells on him as well. So to do that, we're going to try and get some experience. Right now, if we take a look at Grug, Grug is currently level 6, and I think we need to get him to level 7 to get the spells that we need. So thinking about that, we're going to need to kill a lot of creatures, and we don't want to get overwhelmed. And if you remember, there was a spot where we fought some monsters that were not super difficult, and there were a lot of them. So what we're going to do is we're going to head to the Shrine of Sacrifice. So to do that, Grug needs to be actually over here. We're going to cast off our Orb of the Moons, and we're going to head off to the Shrine of Sacrifice. Now, if you remember, the Shrine of Sacrifice is in the middle of the desert. If I've chosen the right place. Yes, okay. Now here in the desert was also the ant mounds. And there were a bunch of ants that attacked us. There we are. And I think that we'll be able to kill these guys very quickly with very little, threat to ourselves. See, look, here's the second one. Dead. Like, they just die super quick. So if we can find the actual ant mound itself, or we can get back down in the dungeon, we can use that to our advantage, and I think we'll be able to just kind of go nuts, almost, on these ants. Oh, I have no idea where the mound is again. We've been in it before. I mean, it shouldn't... There it is. Ah, look, here's a couple guys here to fight. Go ahead and take them out here. And so we're just going to try and kill as many of these ants as we can, just over and over again. I should probably check, actually. Assuming Grug is able to get the last hit here. Grug has 1366. Nope, he didn't get the last hit. We'll try again here. 1379. So pretty... not a massive amount of experience. We only got 13 experience for killing that ant. But the ant didn't take a lot of effort. It's something that we can kind of do without having to worry about getting overrun and killed in one go. So let's go back up to the ant mound here. And we'll head down in. And we can always Orb of the Moons out here, so I'm not too worried about being down in here. I don't have the map with me. I'm just going to try and... There we go. Because they seem to spawn in out of nowhere. So, where's... Oh, stuck. Come on, Grug. I think if we just wander around here a little bit, we should be able to build up the experience that we need. And it may take us a while to get the experience, and I don't mind if other people get kills, because, let's be honest, it would be fine to have other people level up along with Grug. Everybody can use the experience. See, it sounds like there might be some more of them to the north, according to Shimino here. Yep, there we go. But it really is Grug who is the one that we need to get the lion's share of it. Now we're just going to kind of meander through. Like I said, I don't have the map up for this with me. So I'm sure I'll get lost in this cave. But it's not that big a deal if we do. Because we're not in a big rush like we were last time. I think we want to go more to the west. Last time we were in a rush. We were trying to get to the Queen with as little combat as possible. We didn't want to get caught up in a lot of battle. We were concerned about our longevity and survivability. But this time, we don't really have to worry about that. Because, again, we're not concerned with these guys really posing us much of a threat now that we know just how weak they are. So we're just going to wander around, kill what we can, and get a couple levels. And also kind of talk about the Let's Play right now, too. So, as you know, if you've been following the Let's Play as it's been coming out, the Ultima 6 episodes have been the slowest to come out. And that is because, quite honestly, with some of the other things I'm recording, it is just low on my priority list at the moment. And also, this spot right now where we have to get past that dragon cave, I don't have a real good plan for how to get through there. Am I lost? Is this just a little room where oh, you have to go this way. Silly. The problem is that with that cave full of dragons, we've kind of hit a weird stopping point, and I'm not a big fan of grinding out in this game. As we've talked before, in the previous Ultimas, one thing that was kind of a saving grace for those is when we got to the point where getting farther in the game really was just a matter of grinding out levels. Just, you know, silly, go and get a bunch of levels and get more hit points so that you can get through the last stage of the game. That was the only point of doing those fights. What happened was we were able to bypass some of that. We were able to bypass, for example, having to go down into the caves multiple times in a previous Ultima where we had to touch the orbs to level up. We were able to bypass, you know, grinding an insane amount of gold in some of the other Ultimas where you used gold to level up directly, pretty much. And we really don't have that luxury here, unfortunately. Which means it takes us a while to get everything done and to get to the point where we can actually fight those dragons. And I'm starting to feel like this is kind of a big drawback for this game in particular, is just that you're able to accomplish a lot that does not involve combat. But unfortunately, because this is an era where the only way that the game rewards you with experiences through actual combat itself, you feel like a lot of the other things you've done you didn't really get credit for, almost. When you think about modern role-playing games, you know, if you go on a quest and you complete a goal, most of the time you end up getting some experience for actually completing the goal. And your combat along the way would, you know, be supplemental, would help you with experience as well, but you would still have gotten something out of completing the goal other than maybe material items. Another example, though, when you look at some of my other favorite games that do have some grinding in them, but not as tedious a grinding it feels, like Final Fantasy games, etc. Those games, ooh, hey, Nightshade. No reason to leave that line around. In those games, yes, you had to grind out combat, but those games were designed in such a way that if you just played them normally, you would amass a large amount of experience points through just normal play. Through the normal route that you are supposed to progress through in those games, you would encounter enough enemies that you would generally level up to where you could take on the game's bigger challenges. And if you weren't quite at a point if you weren't quite at a point where you could take on the challenges you were up to, it didn't take a lot of grinding to get farther. So, you may come across, yeah, let's do this. Stupid poison. Oh, you tricksy game. Let's get out here and get everybody healed. So, what would happen is, for example, you might get to a point where you need to grind a little bit to fight a boss. And what that would mean is that you would be forced to, maybe go grind for about 15 minutes or so. Maybe half an hour at the most that I could think of. And suddenly you would be up to a level where you were competitive with the boss and you would be able to continue on to the next part of the game. And we wouldn't be stuck in a situation like this where we have to go searching for experience points in order to level up. And I can't find a really good source of experience that I can think of other than this area. I mean, I could go back and fight a bunch of Cyclops and Headless ones down in the sewers of Britain, maybe, would be another place that we could do some fighting. But there's not that many enemies for us to fight and level up. And I don't even know what our next level requirement is. There we go. So that's why we're down here in this cave, kind of doing some grinding. So I really wanted to put this video out right now for those folks who are watching the Ultima 6 Let's Play as it comes out, just to say, hey, don't worry, the Let's Play is occurring. I am going to be doing a lot of this, though, off of camera when I can to get us leveled up. And rather than just put up a bunch of random video of my characters roaming around looking for monsters to kill, I probably won't post another video for the Ultima 6 Let's Play until we're at a point where we have gotten off, we're off screen, I've built up the levels that I need for us to venture into the Dragon Cave and actually move forward with the story. So it may be a couple days, maybe a little bit of time before the next Ultima 6 episode. But don't worry, we're not going to give up on Ultima 6. We're not going to stop playing through Ultima 6. We will complete Ultima 6 like we have planned to all along. Just be aware there may be a little bit of a pause in the videos as we get caught up. And I didn't want anybody to get concerned. So let's go ahead and head back to Castle Britain. So we'll just finish up this little informative episode for everybody. There we go. So I'll head back to Castle Britain. I will do some leveling up off screen. And we will come back eventually to Ultima 6 to move forward with the Cave of Dragons that caused us so much trouble last time. If you're watching this, a while down the road, and we've already finished the Let's Play, don't worry, the episodes are there for you and ready to watch. This is really just to talk about this with the folks that are watching these as they come out. So folks, we'll get those going along as fast as we can. I'm going to say thanks for watching. Please tell your friends. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and as always, we hope to see you soon.